The Blight. How will you end it?
Man, just get here and immediately wants to talk to me. We have to fight the Archdemon.
Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
What have you heard?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
I'm not here to impress you.
Evidently not. It remains only to see what you are here for.
Approval, though. Let's go ahead and start over here.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
I'm sure you're exaggerating.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Bathe, can you just wave your staff and make him clean? Yeah, let's go with that one.
No, that's not what magic is used for. Just make him sleep over on the other side of the camp. With Alistair. With any luck, that will keep all the stench confined to one small area.
So, Alistair smells apparently.
I have a thought.
Oh? What's on your mind?
We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
Now, if you recall, we did come across such a tome while in there, Black Grimoire. What makes you think the mages still have this book?
Flemeth is a sorceress of legend, is she not? And her grimoire would be more than a mere curiosity to mages that daren't even glance towards the places my mother has walked for eons. No doubt 'tis considered something dangerous, perhaps best locked away somewhere dark, yes? And if not, then at least I know it does not exist. But there is no harm in looking, surely?
What do you want to do with this grimoire exactly?
'Tis a book of spells, of the sort that Flemeth has dabbled with throughout her long life. 'Tis not the sort of thing that would benefit a mage of the standard variety. They were taught a different path. I, however, was taught by my mother. I know a way around the wards my mother would have placed on such a tome. I know the language that she would have written it in. I would find such a tome most useful.
Useful in what way?
Useful in the way that it might increase my power. Useful in the way that I would become more useful to you. Does that not follow?
Seems to be getting possibly a little agitated with that, so let's very well. If we go back to the tower, I'll look for it.
Good. I am most interested to see its contents, should it be located. The grimoire is leather-bound and adorned with the symbol of a leafless tree, should you come across it. If not, however, then I shall simply put it out of my mind.
Let's for. Give him a quest.
I await your command. So, full of questions, are you?
We already did that.
I await your command. We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay, we don't want to go into that. We know where that leads. Alright. Now, she's bound to have stuff to say.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you alright?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
There's still some life in those old bones, I bet.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
I'm sure you'll be kicking around for years yet.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
Talks like she knows something.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
Those were our first.
The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
Makes sense. But it is this knowledge that drives you to be cautious.
One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back, or at least that's what they say.
You have doubts?
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
If one retains one's humanity, one is not an abomination.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
No problem. Keep getting that small bit of approval.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Oh, it's a lovely story. You know, Arl Howe massacred my family. Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Arl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
Who knows? He'd always been a friend of us Kuzlins.
You are the last of the Kuzlins? I had no idea. My lady?
Howe will pay for what he's done to me.
Do not be blinded by your desire for revenge. Rendon Howe will get what he deserves in time. Such deeds cannot go unpunished. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
I will do my duty, but I won't forget what Howe did.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
To approval on that one.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
It means everyone needs to show me respect. I like 1 and 5. Which way do I want to go with it, though? I think this one shows that I'm taking it more serious. It means I've been chosen to do something important.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
I serve no one, don't you forget that. You mean to say I serve as protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
I suppose that makes sense.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
Many kings are tyrants.
And the country suffers for it. If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Oh, it was a good talk.
Is there something you need?
Why didn't you want to stay at the tower?
The Circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it.
Do as I say, I'm the Grey Ward. I'm glad for your company.
The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get. I will see this through to the bitter end, and after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the Circle.
Jeez. I'm sure you'll be able to return, if you so choose.
Perhaps. Is there something you need?
Ask you something about the
I
circle.
will answer to the best of my ability.
How did you become a mage?
People don't become mages. They are born mages. The talent just surfaces later. But you are asking how I ended up at the Circle. I was brought there by the Templars, just like many of the other apprentices. I don't remember very much. I was very young then.
That must have been years ago. Jeez. How'd they know you were a mage?
I set a boy on fire.
I'm sure it's a fascinating story.
I didn't have a family. I never knew my real parents. My earliest memory was of hiding in a hayloft on a farm, trying to keep warm. I was found, and the farmer's wife was kind enough not to send me away. But they had children of their own, and I was never made to feel welcome. The eldest son was the worst. He was always calling me a stray, and throwing anything he could get his hands on at me. And I don't know how it happened, but one day, he just found his hair on fire. Fortunately, there was a large trough nearby.
Hmm. Was he seriously hurt?
I had singed his hair and eyebrows, but injured little other than his pride. Who knows what they would have done to me had he been more seriously hurt. Thankfully, all I had to endure was a few nights locked in a cold barn with a bowl of water and a crust of bread. The Templars arrived several mornings later.
Hmm. Were the Templars mean to you?
One of them ignored me, but the other was kind to me. He gave me sweets and even sat me on his shoulders once when I wanted to look over a high wall that ran along the road. I'll never forget the moment the Templars led me into the entrance hall of the tower. I had never seen anything so grand in my life. I stopped being afraid then. I knew I was home.
Yeah, definitely in her case, the Circle Tower helped her. It's a great story.
Well, that's about all there is to my tale. That's how I came to the Circle.
What was life like in the tower?
I would be lying if I said it was easy. First, there were rules, and we were constantly watched to make sure we behaved appropriately. Then there was the study of magic. We had to cast the spells just so, control the effects completely. A single word spoken incorrectly, a gesture out of sync, and lack of focus. And we needed to have perfect focus, or we would be in danger.
Sounds horrible.
It may seem that way sometimes, but it was the best thing for me. I was given the opportunity to develop my skills, to learn. And there was joy in life at the Circle. The joys of fellowship, in knowing that you were not alone in your struggles. In spite of everything, I was happy in the tower, and I loved it.
Alright, looks like that's it. Cool. Check
Is there
again real quick.
something you need? I will answer to the best of my ability.
Okay. So that is it. Let's go and talk to this.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
They will work together?
The sincerity of your cause has drawn them together under a common banner. It would not have happened otherwise. The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Okay, do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Alright. Basically what the saying is, you can choose to drop runes. I think you get money per turn in, maybe some experience. I don't really do it too much, but I don't really need to bother with it. Let's actually hand out some gear. sure. I think we'll put that on. And we'll put that on too. Sten. I'd rather keep the heavy helmet on him. And he still can't use that. Needs more strength. Sell that dagger. That robe. Sold too. Okay.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
Let's check the rumors.
The Darkspawn have attacked Lothering. I don't think everyone even had fled by the time they came, either. Word has it they swarmed the entire area, making off with prisoners and burning down the buildings, and then they were gone. Just as quick. I wonder if there's anyone left. I heard some chanters were going to head down south, maybe to try to find some survivors. I'm not holding out hope myself. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Yeah, now if you try to go back to Lothering, you can't actually go there anymore.
More Grey Wardens were supposed to come here from Orlais, but I hear they got turned back. Considering all the questions surrounding what happened at Ostagar, it's just as well. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
So Grey Wardens were on their way.
There's another royal army already gathering in the east, but from what I hear, when it marches, it'll be headed west, not south towards the Darkspawn. Can you imagine? If the Benorn stand up against Loghain, we won't need the Darkspawn to destroy us. We'll do their work for them. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Yeah, they choose the perfect time for this shit.
Tien Loghain had one of the Benorn arrested for speaking out against him. Arrested! Can you imagine such a thing? It seems the band were talking treason about how Loghain needed to be forcibly removed from the throne. But arrested? How can you arrest one of the Benorn? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. It's said that the city of Highever is full of troops sent by Tien Loghain. There's been rumors of a revolt, maybe even one that killed the Kuzlan family. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. With a defeat at Ostagar, it'll be inevitable that the Darkspawn hordes start moving north soon. They have no one standing in their way, do they? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow.
Not now.
Take it for what it is. People are disappearing all over the country. Folks on the road say they are seeing wagons abandoned, belongings left in the middle of the road with no one to be seen anywhere. Remote farmholds are left empty, horses left without riders, and no corpses to be found. The Darkspawn are taking them, there's no other explanation. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's news out of the Mage Tower that the Circle of Magi had a close call. Demons got out, but the mages were able to overcome them. Though, not without a lot of damage.
And
I
a
know
little
mages
help.
bring such terror upon themselves, but I have to admit I'm glad we'll still have magic to wield against the Darkspawn. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Keep those rumors coming.
I don't know what to tell you.
Or not.
Nothing I can think of at the moment. You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. I'm sure you'll be...
Sell that dagger. I don't need the Chantry robe. Yeah, of course, as I said, Tome appeared here again, and backpack and necklace. Now, we can go ahead and get this necklace, because I think we're going to be going through some gifts. Now, I'll actually get to that in a sec.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
I want to put this on here. Fire damage. Yeah, we'll take fire. 1 fire and 1 electric. Alright, and then we also got Frost when I have her in my party. Okay, so the way the gifts work is it will up your approval in certain characters like certain things more, which just for ease and not trying to remember what each person likes, I wrote it all down ahead of time. Alright, so Alistair really likes runestones and statuettes. So, for best results, we'll give him a statue.
I could get used to this, you know.
Go, big boost. Now, each time you give a gift, that's going to go down. Runestone.
I could get used to this, you know.
Sounds like we unlocked one of his passes for raising this up. Yeah, just reached 25. Alright, now Morgan, when we talked to her, she kind of mentioned mirror that Flemeth broke on her. She's kind of interested in things like that. Of course, she also wants this, which in this case, this is a plot item, and it can only be given to her, so you don't have a mistake of accidentally giving it to the wrong person. The others will say, I don't want that. So let's give this to her.
Oh, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm on win.
Honestly.
My bad. There you go, though.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope... This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
What do you hope to find within it?
Secrets. My mother has many of them, and this tome represents the one time that they were able to get away from her. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Alright, glad to help. Let's go back to giving her gifts. Okay, silver chain is one of them.
I am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful indeed.
Alright, we have 3 of these, and this works for her as well.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Getting up there.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
77 now. Okay, that seems it on the ones for her. Getting that magic up. So she hit 75. Alright, who's next on the list? Liliana. Alright, the type of things she likes is anything that deals with the chantry and shoes. Okay, bronze symbol of Andraste.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
Chantry amulet.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
And looks like that's it. But we did get, I believe, her cunning. Okay, cunning's what she gets. Alright, who's next on the list? Sten. Dog already starts with full approval. Alright. Now, Sten is actually kind of cultural, if I remember. Find where Yeah, he likes portraits and stuff, paintings. Like the water stained portrait.
I am impressed. My thanks.
I think that's all we have for him currently. Yeah, that would be it. Let's go ahead and go on to Win. And what she enjoys, she likes scrolls and books. But one unique thing for her that she really likes is specifically wine.
A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
Oh, me trying to give her that gift earlier ruined it by 1. Should have been a 10 there. Whoops. Okay, the Rose of Orlais. Give her this book.
Oh, marvelous.
And I believe that's it. Alright, another thing too. We are still missing some characters. We'll clarify that. But there are gifts that it doesn't matter who you give it to. No one appreciates the gift more than others. They're just kind of a neutral sort of gift. But not all of these are that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to talk to some of the characters again, see what might have changed with the approval before we move.